I believe I can fly. Spread my wings and touch the sky. Wait, are we filming? Oh!
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show. God, that was embarrassing. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and today we're going to be talking about some major changes taking place inside of the prison. You can see I just got my prison attire right here. Joe as a prison guard. Could you imagine that? Real quick, before we even get into this video, I want you guys to comment. Let me know what kind of prison guard you think I'd be if I ever was. Me, a prison guard. You think I'd be a cool guard letting everything slide? Hey, y'all doing some tattoos over there? Y'all doing some... Hey, look, man, I know I'm a guard and all, but I'm trying to get my whole back done. Why am I pulling my chest? I'm trying to get my whole back done. Can you put After Prison Show across the top of my back? I'm about to get that for real. It's actually a really good idea. But again, let me know what kind of prison guard you think I'd be if I ever was me, a prison guard. I almost made a video today talking about I just got a new job. I just got hired as a real deal prison guard, not clickbait. Probably wouldn't have went over so well, though. So I didn't do that, and instead today, what we're going to be talking about are some major changes getting ready to take place inside of the prison. Some of these changes are already taking place right now. We're going to talk about, is prison worser now than it was when I was serving time and even before then? And with all of that, we're going to be talking about like a prison guard that I used to absolutely can't stand. Used to say every time this dude would come on shift working while I was serving time, he would say as soon as he walked into the housing unit, "Oh, there's some changes getting ready. Come down the pike, y'all. There are some changes. Y'all better get ready for the changes coming down the pike. There are some changes. And they are coming." And when this guard would come into the housing unit spewing this venomous BS out of his mouth, every time he would say this, we already knew what that meant. This was one of those Jekyll and Hyde type prison guards that I've talked about in the past. And what this meant was, this guy, he was in one of his funky old moods. I don't know what was going on with him out there in the free world. Maybe his old lady had left him from a guy who was serving time just like I was. But he was getting ready to take all of his frustrations out on all of us. Meaning he was going to be shaken down. Meaning he wasn't about to be the cool guard that he would sometimes seldomly try to portray himself as being. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, what y'all doing? Y'all doing some gambling over there? You know I'm cool. You know I don't care. Oh, y'all doing some tattoos? I know you be doing the tattoos, Joe. Joe, I know you be doing tattooing. The snitches in here already told me. Damn, for real. But yes, in this video, we are definitely going to be talking about some changes coming down the pipe. Now, as we begin this video, let's go ahead and address some of the things that I had first mentioned we would be addressing in this video. And the first thing that I want to address is prison worse now than when I was serving time and before? And to answer this question the easiest possible way, absolutely, yes, it is. But even when I was serving time, prison was no place to be. You don't want to be there. You don't want to go there. You don't want to visit there. You never want to have to experience anything inside, around, circumferencing, anything to do with a prison. So, if you can, please try to do your very best to avoid prison or anything surrounding it, circumferencing it, at all costs. But that's just a little advice from old Joe to all of you. Now, there most certainly are some major reasons why prison is a lot worse now and is also getting a lot worse in the very near future. In the very near future, if prison already wasn't somewhere you never want to go, well, most certainly, you ain't gonna be wanting to go there when all of these changes finally do fully take effect. And there's a number of reasons why they're making the changes that they are making inside of the prisons, and ultimately what it all boils down to is what I feel, two things. One, to keep the contraband coming into the prison at the lowest that they possibly can. They're trying to eliminate every possible avenue that prisoners will use in an attempt to try to smuggle things they're not supposed to be having inside of the prison. But it's not all prisoners who are trying to get things in. However, these changes that they're making most certainly will be affecting all prisoners. And the second reason, probably even more important than the first reason, it all boils down to money. Yep, money. Who would have ever guessed it? Who would have ever guessed that prisons be trying to make as much possible money off of keeping people locked up as they possibly can? And they damn sure don't be spending too much money on them prisoners while they're in there either. You know how much it costs to feed a prisoner per day? I think it's something like $1 to $5 per prisoner per day. And it's probably a lot more toward that lesser amount. Now, you know, if you ask me personally, and I know nobody did, okay, I know nobody asked my opinion, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways. Okay, because there's some changes. They coming down the pike, y'all. Hey, there's some changes coming down the pike, y'all. But again, if you ask me personally about the changes that they're making in the prison and the type of changes that they should be making in the prison, you know, they really should be focusing more on trying to keep guys from coming back to prison. Meaning offering more trades, more schooling, more something productive and positive that guys can focus on while incarcerated that could potentially help them after they get released. More drug programs. I mean, like, super drug programs. Because guys, they got addiction issues. And they be needing some help with that. They should really be carrying prison a lot more like Passages Malibu.
I should know. I was an addict for 10 years. Now I'm not.
Though I'm really not too sure if Passages Malibu actually be working or not. But again, you know, all of that is just my own personal opinion that I know nobody asked me about, but I still wanted to share that with you. Those are the type of changes they should be making instead of just taking away what little stuff guys who are locked up have access to. But then again, maybe that's a part of the rehabilitation process as well. You know, if you make prison the most miserable place on the face of the planet, maybe that might actually encourage guys to not want to come back. However, prison is actually the most miserable place on the face of the planet, and yet still, guys just like myself would find themselves going back multiple times before they finally decide to get it right, if ever they decide to do so. But I don't know. You know, I really don't know. All I know is there's some changes coming down the pike. And what these prisons are trying to implement now and will soon fully probably be taking effect throughout all prisons in the United States and probably maybe even expanding even further like some sort of zombie apocalypse contagion are some pretty crazy things that are most certainly not going to make serving time any better or easier. And what those changes are as follows. Number one. The mail. In fact, pretty soon, you're not going to be able to get you no mail at all inside of the prison. They are actually trying to phase out mail altogether, in turn replacing physical mail, letters, stamps, envelopes, perfume, smells that guys would oftentimes get from their significant others, maybe their girlfriend, their wives, their moms, maybe punk tattoo, I mean whoever. Oh my God, I can smell my girl on this letter. Why I gotta be in here in prison? They're phasing out the mail altogether and in turn replacing that with email. And the reason for it is because they feel there's a lot of contraband that comes through the mail. Whether we're talking about glued together pieces of paper, whether we're talking about paper that's been actually sprayed with drugs, whether we're talking about things being hidden in false bottoms inside of envelopes behind stamps. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can get things in through the mail. Through cards, through pictures. You ain't gonna be getting no more pictures of your girl. That ain't gonna be happening. You're not gonna have any pictures where you can stick them up on your locker, underneath your bunk, so when you're laying in your bunk, you can just sit there looking at your girl like, God, I know she's out there with somebody else right now, and I still got 5 years left when I get out. Seen many a guy while locked up act exactly like that. The mail, it's gonna be finito. They're selling the JP3, JP4, JP5 players, the little MP3 players now where you can type your little email up to your girl or maybe plug it into the kiosk and type it up right there where everybody walking by can see exactly what you're saying to your girl, where when you send that email is automatically processed and flagged for hot or keywords that they be keying in on. Any type of pictures getting sent in to you are only going to be able to be viewed either on that kiosk or either on your little MP3 player or tablet or whatever they're giving you access to. You're not going to have any physical mail or pictures at all. Ain't going to be no more letters coming in with that perfume smell so you can... That don't smell like perfume. That smell like cologne. Hey, why does it smell like CK1? Jody wears CK1. That's cologne. Physical letters and pictures are a big part of how guys do time. And taking that away, it ain't gonna make doing time any easier at all. And you know, just think about that. If they're getting rid of physical mail, they're no longer gonna sell stamps, envelopes. They might not even sell paper, pen, or pencil. So you might not even be able to write down anything. You might not be able to write no book, draw no pictures, do anything. Write your business plan for what you're gonna do when you come home. Daddy do right daycare. We're going to start us a daycare. You can't work with me. You got a bad charge on your record involving minors. You ain't getting no, you can't even be my janitor. Nah, get away from me. Ain't working at Daddy Do-Right. If they phase out mail altogether, which they are working to do so right now, there's a good potential they'll be phasing out anything to write or draw with as well. And you know, phasing out physical mail through these JP3, JP4, JP5 players and tablets that also spider webs into something else entirely, the music that prisoners have access to. And you know, back in the day when I was serving time, see, y'all too young to understand this, but back in the day when I was serving time, when I used to have to walk 5 miles up to the prison and 5 miles across the rec yard because I wasn't leaving back from the prison once I walked 5 miles up to it. But back in the day when I was serving time, you could get CDs, hell, you could even still buy cassette tapes. You ain't gonna be doing that no more. And you know, you might be thinking to yourself, what's the big deal? You can listen to your music on that player or that tablet, whatever's available to you. But by them phasing out these CDs and cassettes, it's going to be phasing out a lot of prison tattoo work as well. Damn, you mean to tell me when we go to prison in the future, we ain't going to be able to draw no picture, write no letter, smell no letter getting sent in to us with some perfume or cologne on it, depending if our girl or Jody wrote it, and we ain't going to be able to get no tattoos neither? Who trying to go to prison now? And with both of those things that I just mentioned, the mail and the music, by them consolidating all of that onto those players and tablets where you got to plug those into a kiosk to read and write your emails, to send your emails, and also to purchase and download music from, they're also going to be able to control the cost of both of those things as well. The cost of those emails, you actually have to buy like electronic stamps to be able to send your email, so they can control the cost of that, charging whatever they want to charge. And also charging your loved ones whatever they want to send you an email. And I'm pretty sure one of the ways they're already getting over with this is for them to send an email cost 1 stamp, and for them to send a picture also cost like 1 stamp as well. So think about that. Back in the day when I used to have to walk 5 miles uphill in the snow just to get to the prison, again, y'all too young to remember that. But back in the day when you could send a stamped envelope and a letter into the prison to me with that cologne or perfume or whatever you got, is that semen? Whatever you got sprayed on that letter, you could also include like 5 pictures in that envelope as well, whether they're pictures of you, pictures of me and you, pictures of me, you, and Jody. Hey, is that Jody in the background? I should have picked up on the signs a long time ago. And you can include that letter up to 5 pictures in an envelope for the low cost of only 1 single stamp. But again, there's some changes coming down the pike. Oh, and best believe they're going to price gouge the hell out of that music as well. For 1 song to download, that's like $2, $1.99. 1 song. You can get a song on iTunes for only 99 cents. And they're going to be adding 100% markup to everything. You know, you used to be able to order CDs from like Music by Mail or any other kind of music vendors that they used to have back in the day. But you used to be able to order CDs from these vendors for the price of what an actual CD cost in the free world. It was like $17 to $20 a CD, plus shipping and handling. But there ain't gonna be none of that no more in the future when all of these changes finally do come down that pike. Moving on to the next Terminator-like futuristic change coming down the pike deals with visitation. You know, there used to be a time, in fact there still is a time, but I guarantee you this is on its way to being phased out as well, where when you were serving time they would call your name over the intercom, Guerrero, visitation. Hey, they just called my name for real. They ain't no more Guerreros in here. Who coming to see me? I got a visit. Don't ask me what that was all about, please. I got a little excited. But they would call your name over the intercom, you get your visit pass, you walk down the boulevard, you got your fresh dress shirt on. Hey Joe, what you got a guard uniform on, man? What you the police now? You walk down the boulevard, you go to the visitation room, they buzz you in, you get to see your loved ones, whoever it is coming to see you. Maybe it's your girl, maybe it's your mom, your dad, maybe it's Peach. I mean, whoever's coming to see you. They could bring up to like $20 in quarters. You're sitting there across from a little table in a plastic chair talking to your girl like, hey baby, I'm so glad you came to see me. I ain't talked to you in like 2 years. I thought you forgot about. Hey, why you smell like CK1? That ain't no perfume. Visitation is a major way the guys serve time. This is how they bid. They know they're getting a visit that weekend. It makes the week go by faster. They're like, yeah, it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's God, will this week ever hurry up? I got a visit this weekend. But a lot of guys do their time off of getting those visits, being able to go into that room, hug up on their girl, kiss on her, maybe get a little action behind a vending machine or in the bathroom. I've seen it happen many many times. Going into the visitation room sometimes might be like signing on to Pornhub. My God, what they got going over there? How they got the chair involved in that? What are they doing with that chair? Crazy things take place inside of a visitation room, and they are trying to phase that out. In turn, replacing that with video visits. Meaning that there ain't gonna be no more going into a visitation room. You're gonna be going into a little room with a TV screen right there in front of you, picking up a phone like, baby, you gotta look up. Hey, the camera, look up. Hey, give me a kiss, baby. Give me a kiss. Now, I guess the only good thing about the video visit thing is that people can visit you from home. So if you're far away, they ain't got to get in the car, travel, to drive to see you. That there really being the only good thing that will come from this video visit when this fully takes over like I know it's going to. But, you know, with regular visits, your people could just get in the car, come see you. That was free minus the gas and the hotel they might have to get and the $20 in quarters they might have to bring to spend on you. You know, visitation can be kind of an expensive thing for some people depending on how far away from the prison you actually live. But with this video visit, of course, you're going to be paying for this as well. This could go anywhere from like $5 to $25 a visit, which I guess in some ways it might actually be cheaper for some people. But again, you're not going to be able to touch up on your girl, hug up on her. Hey, why you smell like the shower floor, girl, after somebody's been back to having a little alone time? Girl, you smell like you just came out of the sperm bank. What you been doing out there? And just like with the mail, the reason they want to phase out these visits and exchange, turning them into these video visits, is because of the fact that through the visitation room, do I gotta say it? I mean, hey, you got that for me, girl? You got... Oh, God! Sir, why can't you sit straight in your seat? You get what I'm trying to say, right? This last change that I want to share with you that's coming down the pike for prisons, we be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yeah! There's actually a news story that accompanies this change, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this change involves books. You know, they are soon going to be trying to phase out all books altogether being sent into the prison in exchange for having those books being able to be downloaded on your little JP3, JP4, 5 player or tablet. Because again, you know, prisoners are some pretty sneaky dudes, and they'll try to get things in all sorts of ways. I've seen it happen many a time. Through the spine of a book, through the cover of a book, through glued pages of a book. I mean, there's many different ways you can get that stuff sent in to you through a book. And you know, they've been slowly rolling out changes dealing with books for a long time. At one point, you could just get books sent in from whoever, from wherever, it didn't even matter. Your people could just put the book in a box, send it to the prison, and they was gonna give it to you. You rip that spine open and you like, woo! Hey, I got whatever you want over here. Probably wouldn't be that wide open with it, but I'm sure you get the point. So the first change they made was you were never gonna get a book sent into you that was just coming from anywhere other than an authorized, approved vendor. Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, places like that where you knew it was coming directly from the vendor and your people wasn't going to have no access to that book to be able to do anything to it. Well, certain prisons are even going a step further, bringing us to this news story. This deals with federal prisons, and you know there's something that guys will oftentimes say in state prison, and that is, you know, if they make these changes federally, then there's a good chance they'll be making these changes on the state level as well. But this story says new federal prison policies may put books and email on ice. Now, as far as the email part of this story, I'm just gonna go ahead and run through that first. All they're saying about the email in this is you're not gonna be able to have any email contacts on your mailing approved list, meaning people that you're approved to email with who are on another prisoner's contact list as well. And this is a crazy thing to think about. You may think to yourself, like, that sounds like a good idea. That way I can't be writing to this guy's girlfriend over here. But a lot of times prisoners are putting other prisoners on with pen pals. Hey, my girl got a sister you can write. You're gonna pay me $100, but I'm gonna plug you in. Dude, I ain't had no mail in 5 years, man. $100, man. Hey, I'm gonna go get that money right now. A lot of times prisoners give other prisoners people that they can write to. It's happened to me before. I've seen it happen to other guys. Hell, I plugged guys in with people that they can write to when I finally started doing pretty well for myself while I was in prison. But that's what they're saying about this email thing. You're not going to be able to have a contact on your mailing list that somebody else has on theirs. But getting back to the books part of this, how they're making these changes on the federal level right now, they're not even letting prisoners order from Amazon, Bargain Books, Barnes & Nobles, anymore. In fact, the only places that these federal prisoners are going to be allowed to order from is like maybe 1 or 2 approved vendors. And these approved vendors are going to be something that's probably ran and operated by the actual federal prison. This story says the first of these new policies bans all books being sent into federal facilities from outside sources, including Amazon and Barnes & Noble. These retailers are usually the only means by which prisoners can receive books because most facilities reject reading materials sent from individuals or small bookstores due to regulations aimed at eliminating contraband. Now prisoners instead will have to submit a request form to purchase books, a limit of 5 per order, through an ordering system which they must pay exorbitant prices and don't have the option to buy cheaper and used paperback edition. In addition, prisoners must pay an additional 30% sales tax plus shipping costs, according to prisoners and memos distributed in at least 3 BOP prisons. And basically, it all boils down to this. Under this new protocol, a book purchased from Amazon for as little as $11.76 with shipping included will now cost more than $26. And again, this is just these prisons trying to get them some more money. They're trying to pinch pennies from every possible avenue that they can. And with as crazy as that is already now charging prisoners damn near double to buy any books that they want, you can best believe that pretty soon and before long, they're going to be putting all of these books on that email downloadable Kindle type system. And prisoners are still going to be spending an exorbitant amount of money just to be able to read books from their little tablet. I'm telling y'all, prison in the future ain't going to be no place you want to go at all. Pretty soon they're going to be building prisons on Mars and the moon. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the first thing that colonizes either of those 2 places. A damn prison. And, regardless if they do that, prison ain't no place you want to go now, no place you wanted to go before, and it certainly ain't going to be no place you want to go in the future. Hey, look, that's it. I got to get out of this itchy wool uniform. It's actually making my skin break out in hives right now. I think I'm allergic to guards. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, nor ever find yourself going to prison where you're going to be experiencing these changes that are coming down the pike. And make the most of every day. Peace!